In this flexible or adjustable voltage regulator designed using a number of bipolar junction transistors and op-amp, Junction Field Effect Transistor JFET, and 2 Zener diodes, we want to see how we can find RS, which is this saturation resistor, and RP, this potentiometer or variable resistor shown here, and then this RX, this potentiometer or variable resistor, so that we have the flexibility of adjusting output voltage range to 6 to 12 volt fix, and then we can also adjust the maximum current between 0.1 to 1 amp. By maximum current, I mean if you have an RL here, then the maximum current that is going through RL, which is the same current that goes through the emitter of the power transistor T1, then this maximum current is adjustable using RP to between 0.1 to 1 amp. So how can we do that? Okay, so let's see. The point is this Vout as seen in this circuit. Let me change the color. So the Vout as seen in this circuit is the same node as the emitter of this transistor, and we can see that there is a series of RX and 3 kilo ohm in series effectively, and this V base of transistor, let's say T4 and T5, this V base of 4 is matching the V base of 5 if assuming that the two transistors T4 and T5 are in the same package and benefiting from the same junction properties. Therefore, they're benefiting the same thermal properties, so V base emitter of transistor 5 is the same as V base emitter of transistor 4. And since they have a common emitter, therefore their base voltage would be the same. What's the benefit? V of 1.5K, there is proper DC current bias, and therefore 6 volt Zener diode is properly biased, turned on, therefore VB5 is 6 volt. As a result, VB4 as 6 volt as well. And the nice thing is, with 6 volt at this node, we can figure out Vout via this series of 3K and RX. So I can write VB4 is just 3K divided by 3K plus RX times Vout. Now, the desired range for Vout is between 12 volt and 6 volt as stated by the problem. I can substitute for Vout in this using this equation. Effectively, I can say, therefore, 3K divided by, I can say 3 plus RX divided by 3 times VB4, which is effectively Vout, is between 12 and 6. Okay, VB4 is 6 volt, so next step is 1 plus RX over 3K times 6 volt is between 12 and 6. So as a result, what we obtain from this is RX is between 3K and 0. So the importance of this is defining the RX as a 3 kilo ohm potentiometer. The nice thing is it means that when the value of potentiometer is 0 minimum, the output voltage is at 6 volt fix. And if we set the RX to maximum 3K, the output is 12 volt fix. So that's how we adjust the output of this voltage regulator to the range that we desire. So with that said, what is the next step? The next step is setting this Imax. The Imax is set using combination of RP and RS. So let's say when RP is a potentiometer is at minimum value, it means RP is 0 because that's the lowest value of a potentiometer. When that happens, it means that 5 kilo ohm is completely in series in parallel with RS. Since RS is much smaller than 5 kilo ohm, the whole Imax is passing through RS effectively, causing a voltage drop across RS, which is Vs. Okay, this Vs in the case of RP0 is exactly appearing across 5K, which means it appears across the VBE of transistors, say T3. So VBE of T3 or VBE3 in this scenario at threshold complete turn on is equal to the Vs which is equal to Rs times the I max, which is the minimum amount of I max, or 0.1. So Rs times 0.1 amp. Okay, and VBE threshold, let's define it as 0.65 volt, the voltage that we can say that transistor number 3 or T3 is completely turned on. So as a result, I can say Rs times 0.1 is equal to 0.65, or we can say Rs is 6.5 ohm. So that's how we find Rs. Now, if Rp is at maximum, what happens? So if Rp is at maximum, then we can say we have a series of Rp, and 5K effectively, and the voltage drop across 5K is going to be VBE3. So in this case, I can say VBE3, which is the voltage across 5K, is just 5 divided by 5 plus Rp times the voltage across the Vs, basically. So in this case, I would say 0.65 volt, the threshold voltage for turn on, full turn on, is for the transistor, is 5 over 5 plus Rp times Vs, which is Rs, or 6.5 ohm, times I max, which is, in this case, is 1 amp, the maximum range for the maximum current that we want to allow. So in that case, what happens is, if I just clean up, what I get is, let me just write it this way. So I get 5 plus Rp is equal to 50, because that's 10 times 550. So I get Rp is 45 kilo ohm. Okay, so 45 kilo ohm. So that's the potentiometer Rp. When this potentiometer is 0, then we get the maximum allowable current at 0.1 amp, as was proven here. If it is at maximum 45K, then we are allowing I max of 1 amp in the circuit. So that's how we control maximum current that is going through transistor T1. So that's the answer to this question in terms of setting how do we set Rs, Rp, Rx, so that we achieve these desired properties for the adjustable voltage regulator in this circuit. Of course, since we know now the range of maximum current going through transistor T1, we can also compute the maximum power dissipated through transistor T1 by considering that the voltage supply max is 25 volt. Again, the voltage supply is not a clean supply. It can change from 20 to 25, but the nice property of circuit is it will keep the V out at fixed 6 to 12 volt depending on what we set Vrx. Now, knowing that the maximum voltage is 25, knowing that we have the maximum voltage at, say, 12 or 6, depending on what we want, we can find the maximum VCE, or let's say collector emitter of this transistor T1, and then by multiplying VCE and the current I max, we can find the maximum power dissipated in T1, so we can properly select the proper component for T1. Now about the Zener diodes. So the first one we talked about is 6 volt here. We know the role of that because we know that transistor T5, T4 mirror each other, and VB5 being 6 volt via this Zener diode forced is going to mimic and replicate VB4 6 volt, which then is the reference to set the V out as we discussed. This 3.3 volt here, also the same thing, VIF 1.5K is properly biased, and it causes a 3.3 volt appearing at the positive terminal of op-amp 1. Assuming op-amp 1 is properly biased in linear region of operation, virtual short should hold. Since virtual short means V positive is equal to V negative for the op-amp, therefore this 3.3 at V positive appears at negative also 3.3, which means it appears across this 1K, and 3.3 across 1K resulting a current of 3.3 milliamp that goes through this transistor JFET and goes through the source of JFET and then should flow through the drain. So 3.3 milliamp flowing through drain, meaning that this 3.3 milliamp should flow through RE, is large enough that it enables the proper bias of T4, T5 which is needed for this circuit. And then the value of R2 can be properly set so that when half of 3.3 or full of it or close to full amount of it is passing through R2, then things are fine. So that's how this circuit is analyzed and designed. I hope that this example is helpful.